Hey guys, I'm going to do the lower body foam rolling session today. Now lower body is pretty self-explanatory. If your ankle mobility is not that great, you won't be able to squat without your toes coming up off the ground. That's because your ankles are tight. So to combat that, your ankles get tight because your calf muscle is tight. So sit down, foam roll, spend about a minute on your calf. You will probably be able to go from about here to here very quickly, very easily. That will immediately improve your squat depth and your squat form prior to exercise. Next up, if your hamstrings are really tight, when you go to deadlift, your pelvis will rotate down. So a lot of people will deadlift like this. That's primarily because their mobility is not that great because their hamstrings are tight. Why are the hamstrings tight? We sit down a lot, and muscles that are weak tighten up as a reflex to prevent overstretching and getting hurt. So, if we take the gun, spend about a minute on each hamstring. Now all of a sudden, we can stick our butt further back, and we are not rounding our back at all. Next up, a common problem I see people have, their adductors are too tight, so at the bottom of the squat, it pulls their knees in instead of opening up and sitting further down. So to combat this, if that's your issue, take your massage gun and go ahead and do your adductors. And then the last thing, if you ever have pain on the outside of your knee, that is usually TFL syndrome. Your TFL is really tight, probably because you're not using your glute medius like you should. Take this gun right on the upper portion of your hip. That will relieve the tension in your TFL, and then you should be able to rotate your knees out easier, sit a lot lower, and you'll get more out of your glute medius work than you will your TFL work. After that, your hip mobility should be pretty good, ready to go squadron deadlift.